What's up, everybody? This is Mr. Second Passport. Today, we're gonna look at why one longtime expat, by long time I mean she was living here over 5 years in Cuenca, Ecuador, decided to hightail it out of here back to the US because of certain COVID restrictions here in Ecuador. Four of them, to be precise, that entering December here, 2020, are still in effect, and she sees them as problematic or maybe possibly overkill. The first reason she gave for deciding to move back to the US was because she doesn't mind masks being used. She's an ex nurse, so she knows masks can help, but they also don't do a whole lot unless they're specifically fitted to your face, as she would know, right? Because she worked her whole life wearing masks. But she said mask use, it's good in private establishments. If people want to require that, then people can decide if they want to go in the establishment or not. And she understands that. What she doesn't like about places right now, like Ecuador, is you need a mask on all the time, 24/7 in public, whether you're in a park and you're 100 meters away from the nearest person, you still need a mask on or you can get fined. Same as if you're sitting in your car at a red light with the windows up, you still need your mask on, or technically a transito, a policeman can come up, duck, 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 knock on your door and fine you if he was feeling that way. So she feels masks, obligatory use of masks, all everywhere, even outside, is a little bit too much for her, and she doesn't like it. So that's one reason why she decided to move back to the U.S. She sees a little more freedom right now in a Trump-run U.S. We'll see how that changes with Biden, but anyway, here's a picture of folks, and it's good. There's a lot of mask use in Ecuador. People are afraid of this thing, and as you can see here, like just walking outside, people have masks on. I mean, I know this has been politicized a lot, but I personally agree. If people are outside in a park or jogging, why should you need a mask on? That's just me. But I'm no scientist or anything. Number two, she had healthcare with the public system here, called the ES. You pay about 65 a month into it, and then you get all covered, 100% covered healthcare, especially in emergency situations. Cosmetic stuff, I don't think they cover too much. But anyway, she didn't like that her healthcare system was turned into like the COVID treatment center, like all these ES hospitals in these big cities of Ecuador. That's where they shipped all the COVID people to. And so if she wanted to get any work done, obviously she couldn't without going to these places. So this was another big reason for her why she decided to cancel the coverage and move back to the U.S. Right, there's a picture of the big hospital in the South Quito of the ES, which was just like turned into a huge COVID internment center. Um, the next thing she saw, the next reason why she decided to move back to the U.S. was because she sees an increase in crime coming due to lack of help or stimulus from the government. And it's true. I mean, the U.S. and these countries in the north have statistics, and how good are the statistics? I don't know, but they have all these measurements in place and stimulus help and stuff like that, and the banks and cheap money, right? Is in place up there, but down here there's really none of that, and she sees a big crime wave coming, possibly very shortly here, due to lack of help from the government. A lot of people have been hit hard by this COVID, and mostly the informal workers have been hit hardest, and a lot of people in this country make money from tourism, a whole lot of people, and that's one of the industries, as I know firsthand, has been hit so hard here in Ecuador, and there's just nobody that you can turn to for help. In this article earlier this year, that even before COVID in 2019, this article is from the El Comercio, the main newspaper in Quito, that in 2019 the insecurity, so they call it, of the city or the amount of delinquency increased by 17%. Now you can only imagine what's going on now in 2020. And her fourth reason, which some people may agree with or not, also is that Ecuador entering December still has these weird driving restrictions. And now you would think this doesn't have anything to do with COVID and the restriction of COVID, but they did this to kind of limit traffic in the height of the pandemic, and it's still in effect now. And people are wondering kind of why. It's based on the last digit of your plate. You can drive or not. So basically, you can, if you have your car, you basically can only use it half the week, 3 or 4 days a week. And it's been like that pretty much ever since the pandemic started. And she doesn't see, as a former car owner, she doesn't see the, why the government's telling her that she can't use her car a couple of days. She doesn't see how that has anything to do with stopping COVID. She's decided to move back to the U.S. where she sees, in these COVID times, a little bit more freedom. So anyway, I'm Mr. Second Passport. Don't forget to subscribe below and hit the like button in order to see more videos just like this. Take care.